I think Animalize is real good. Mark St. John it's just killer guitar playing. I mean, I listen to that album and I hyperventilate when it's over.
Well, since you bring up Mark, tell us how he joined the band. Last time we know about Kiss, Vinnie Vincent was in the band.
Right.
Now there's a new member, Mark St. John.
It's interesting. I mean, obviously, I don't like to see people come and go. I like things to stabilize. Eric's been in the band 5 years. 5 years is longer than a lot of bands have been together. So, I mean, the idea isn't to change members, but what is important is that the band is absolutely Kiss and exactly what Kiss should be. And when people start compromising or aren't comfortable doing what they're doing, then it's not really good for anybody. It's not good for the people out there that are watching this. They're ultimately the people who keep this thing alive. I mean, I love doing it, but if there's not people out there that are really digging it, then there's really not that much point in doing it. I think if you have a spat with your old lady or something, you patch it up. But if you have constant things that just don't seem to work out, then everybody's compromising. I don't want to compromise. They don't want to compromise.
Where did you find Mark? How did you come in contact with him?
Classified. Help wanted. Incredible lead guitar player. I called a guitar manufacturer, this guy who builds guitars for a lot of people, and said to him, "Who's around? Who's really good?" And he said, "Give me a day, and I'll give you 10 names." And he gave me a list the next day, and Mark was one of them. And he just fit real well. He didn't. I asked him to send a tape, and it didn't sound like Randy Rhoads, and it didn't sound like this guy, and it didn't sound like that guy, but it sounded great. It just felt right. And the playing on the record shows it.
Yes, I was going to ask, you fit into the band very easily?
The playing on the record his playing on the record to me is one of the high points.
Well, as a guitarist yourself, do you feel bothered by the fact that a hot young guitarist is in the band? Do you feel threatened at all by that?
Well, he's no younger than I am. No, because I do what I do, and nobody can do what I do better than I do. I mean, that's the basic premise you have to do everything on, that you're the best at what you do. So all we're ever trying to do is make Kiss the best it can be. And I think Mark's done a real great job in bringing it the next step. I think it's the playing is great. The band live's going to be great because we've been rehearsing and we got ready for the album. So I feel great. I'm not threatened by anybody, Well,
one of the key ways that Kiss has really revitalized their career is the use of video. You had some great ones for Lick It Up. Now you have a new one, All Hell's Breaking Loose. Well, tell us about that one. What are you planning for that?
Thanks, Don Mueller. But the new video is Heaven's on Fire, as opposed to All Hell's Breaking Loose.
Right, okay.
We haven't even shot it yet, but it's great.
What are you planning for it? Basically,
I want a video this time that when people see it, when it's over, they're out of breath. I want people to see a video and say, man, this is just like entering the Olympics, I don't want, how many more videos are you going to see where, the guy rescues the girl and her hair looks like she got it caught in a egg beater, and she's wearing the ripped up outfit that looks like she got it from the Amazon department at Bloomingdale's or something. So, I don't know. I think this video more or less is going to be us sweating as much as we can and letting off a little steam and performing and a couple of things thrown in, but you're not going to see us slaying any dragons and riding off into the sunset with a good-looking girl.
Going to be a lot of playing in it?
There'll be a lot of playing in it.
Where's it going to be done? In New York?
It'll be done in New York. It should be done in New York. It'll either be done in New York or L.A. It just depends on where everybody is at the moment.
Well, going back an album, though, the videos that you did for the last album portrayed a very particular type of lifestyle. Fire, women, just what you were talking about. Right. The Amazons, they were there last time.
Yeah.
Why are they not going to be here now?
Because they're tired and they're staying at the hotel. Because we did it. And there's no need to do it again. I don't want to be the band in the new video because all these bands that are out, well, you could take one out of one video and put it in the next video. They're just vehicles for a video. It's got nothing to do with the band. It's just a story, and it's an excuse to play a song. I don't want to do that this time. I want people to see what makes Kiss what Kiss is, and I want a video that when people see it, they say, that's why I should see this band, because this band is hot and this band can move and this band puts out a lot of sweat and energy, not because we're snarling into the camera and have a lot of studs on. You know.
Are you going to change the stage look at all? It's going to be the same thing that was on the last tour.
No, it's a new stage.
What's the stage going to be like?
It's just being planned now.
No more tank.
No, the tank's gone. Tank's gone to the tank graveyard. But I tell you, I mean, at this point, if I told everybody out there in TV land what we're going to do on the next stage, you better believe you'd see it next week.
True.
You know. So I think we'll keep it under wraps, but it'll be real good.
One topic I got to bring up is Kiss was one of the first bands accused of demonic influences, you know, Kids in Satan's Service and all this other stuff. How do you view this whole phenomenon with Motley Crue and so many other bands where the Satan and rock whole crusade is stronger than ever?
I don't know. I'm not really in touch with it. But everybody's got to make a buck on either side of the fence, man. I mean, either you're the guy who's standing up, going from town to town in your Learjet talking about religion and saying that rock and roll is bad, or you're the guy on the other side who's playing up being real mean and making a buck that way. But they should just kind of like incorporate and make all their money together. Because I'm sure the bands want to ride on the Learjets also.
Mm-hmm. I was just curious because it seems like it's more prevalent than ever. There's more of a controversy about it than ever. Do you still feel, when you're on the road, the heat of certain groups that are protesting in front of the shows, we'll say?
The only heat from any group I feel is usually back at the hotel. But I'm not really in touch with any of that stuff. I mean, if you get your rocks off going outside a hall for a concert with some kind of placard, more power to you. We'll see you on the next tour. But it's not. It's boring. I mean, it's even boring to talk about.
Right.
I mean, those guys, I mean, they're wearing custom tailored suits, and they look like they have a private hairdresser doing their hair every day, and they're selling religion. I mean, to me, you can't get more corrupt than that.
Changing the subject a second, though, it seems like Kiss is branching out. Gene is making a movie, Runaway, with Tom Selleck.
Right.
He just produced Wendy Williams' album. We've heard you're going to produce the new Girls' School album. Is that true, or is that just a rumor?
That was a rumor. I mean, I've been asked to do a lot of stuff. I was asked actually to do some of the bands that are out now, but I haven't had the time. I'd like to do some acting and stuff, but if everybody's running off doing other things, well then where's the band? So we have to be real careful that somebody's around, to keep things together. I mean, I produced the new Kiss album, and I love doing it, and I would have wanted to do it in any case. But you can't be in two places at once. Remember that. You can't be in two places at once.
Words to live by.
That's right.
Did you feel extra pressure, though, without Gene there? Is just an extra pair of ears to bounce ideas off of when you were producing the album?
It was different. It was different than before, but I felt real good about it because I knew what I wanted this record to sound like. I had real clear ideas of what I thought this record should be, and I think that's basically what it is.
Now, give me a rundown, just a couple of the cuts, a couple of your favorite tunes on there, and what they might be about.
Well, there's nine of my favorites happen to be on this record. Let's see, there's a song, I've Had Enough. Real catchy title. Basically, I mean, everybody's going through what they got to do every day, and everybody is being told by bosses to do this, do that, or teachers, and just taking crap from a lot of people. And that's basically what we're taught is what life is all about. Life is that you got to accept things from different people, and you got to take getting booted in the ass or whatever happens to go on. Can I say ass on the air?
Just did.
Booted in the butt. And I mean, at some point, it's time for people to wise up and say, I've had it. That's it. I've had enough, and wise up. And that's what starts off this album. And those are pretty good words to live by. You've had enough.
When you do a song like that, though, when you first write it, are you thinking about performing it on stage or putting it on vinyl? Is there a difference?
I don't think for us, there's not a difference because we tend to write a certain kind of song.